Welcome back to the channel. If you love discovering hidden treasures, rare coins, and the kind of secrets that could completely change your life overnight, then you are in the right place. Today, we're diving into something truly exciting, an ordinary-looking coin that might actually be worth far more than you ever imagined. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because on this channel, we reveal real coins, real history, and real opportunities that many people still don't know about. Now here's the question. What if the loose change in your pocket right now could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Sounds unbelievable, right? But trust me, by the end of this video, you might never look at your coins the same way again. The 2005 Minnesota State Quarter is not just another coin you might find in your pocket. It's a hidden treasure that many people overlook every single day. At first glance, it appears ordinary, just another piece of spare change. But what if I told you that this simple coin could hold a secret value far beyond its face worth? Yes, some rare versions of this quarter have shocked collectors with their unbelievable prices, turning ordinary people into lucky finders overnight. This coin was released as part of the 50 State Quarters program, representing Minnesota's natural beauty, especially its lakes and forests. On the reverse side, you'll see a peaceful scene of a fisherman on a lake with trees in the background. But hidden within that design lies one of the most famous minting mistakes in modern coin history, something that collectors around the world are constantly searching for. The most valuable versions of the 2005 Minnesota Quarter come from the Philadelphia Mint. Marked with a small p, these coins are known for a rare and fascinating error called the extra tree variety. Due to a die flaw during the minting process, some coins appear to show additional trees that were never meant to be part of the original design. This tiny mistake turned into a massive opportunity. Now imagine holding a coin that looks almost normal but when examined closely reveals these extra tree details. There are actually multiple versions of this error, some with an extra tree near the right side, others with a different positioning. Each variation has its own level of rarity and demand, making them highly desirable among collectors. Even in worn or circulated condition, these error coins can sell for impressive amounts. While most standard Minnesota quarters are only worth 25 cents, rare error versions have been sold for hundreds and sometimes even thousands of dollars depending on condition and clarity of the error. This is why experts always say, never ignore your loose change. What makes this coin even more exciting is that many people still don't know about it. That means there's still a chance that valuable pieces are hiding in everyday circulation. You could literally find one in your wallet, your coin jar, or even as change from a shop. That's what makes this coin hunt so thrilling. It's real and it's still happening. Collectors especially value coins that have clear and visible errors. The stronger and more obvious the extra tree detail is, the higher the price it can command. Coins in better condition with less wear and sharper details can bring even bigger returns. That's why careful inspection is so important. Another interesting factor is the copper edge. Many Minnesota quarters show a visible copper layer on the side, which is completely normal for modern coins. However, when combined with a rare error, even these common features can add to the coin's uniqueness and overall appeal. It's important to understand that not every Minnesota quarter is valuable. Only those with verified minting errors hold significant worth. But because these errors are subtle, many people spend them without ever realizing what they had. That's why knowledge is your biggest advantage in this game. The idea that a simple coin could change your financial situation may sound unbelievable, but history has proven it's possible. Many collectors have shared stories of finding rare coins in everyday places and selling them for life-changing amounts. The Minnesota Quarter is one of those coins that keeps this dream alive. If you ever come across a 2005 Minnesota Quarter, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Look carefully at the trees on the reverse side. That tiny detail could be the difference between 25 cents and a small fortune. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and this coin is a perfect example of how mistakes can turn into treasures. It reminds us that value is not always obvious. It's often hidden in the smallest details, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. So next time you receive change, don't ignore it. That small coin in your hand could be more powerful than you think. It could be a rare piece of history, a collector's dream, or even your lucky breakthrough moment. In the end, the 2005 Minnesota State Quarter is more than just money, it's a symbol of opportunity. And who knows, the next life-changing coin might already be in your pocket, just waiting for you to notice it. The next up, top two first. It's important to clear up a big misconception. The 2014 Arches National Park quarter is not worth millions of dollars in normal circulation condition, even if it looks old or worn. It is a modern US mint coin, and in most cases it still has a value very close to its face value of 25 cents. Claims about becoming a billionaire overnight from this coin are not based on real market behavior. However, it can still be interesting and sometimes slightly collectible depending on condition and rare mint errors. The 2014 Arches National Park quarter is part of the U.S. Mint, America the Beautiful series, which honors national parks and historic sites across the United States. This coin specifically represents Arches National Park in Utah, famous for its natural stone arches and desert landscapes. The design was created to showcase the dramatic scenery of the park, making it more of a commemorative piece than a rare investment coin. This quarter was released into circulation in large numbers, which is one of the biggest reasons it does not carry extreme value today. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these coins, including the Philadelphia P and Denver D mint marks. Because of this high production volume, most examples are common and easily found in everyday change even years after release. When you mention a D mint mark, it simply means the coin was minted in Denver. This does not automatically increase value in a major way. In most cases, P and D versions are equally common and sell for similar small amounts unless they are in exceptional condition or have a verified minting error. Condition plays a major role in coin value. A good and worn condition Arches quarter typically has seen circulation, meaning it has scratches, fatting, and wear on the high points of the design. In coin grading terms, this would fall into lower circulated grades, which usually do not attract collectors willing to pay high prices. There are some exceptions where quarters like this can gain value, but they are very specific. For example, if a coin has a rare mint error, such as a dramatic double strike, off-center strike, or wrong planchet, it may be worth more. Even then, most errors on modern quarters usually sell in the range of tens to hundreds of dollars, not millions. Another possible value increase comes from high-grade uncirculated coins or special finishes, such as proof versions or silver collector editions. The Arches quarter does have silver-proof versions, but these were sold directly in collector sets and are not the same as regular pocket change coins. The copper side you mentioned is also normal. All modern US quarters are made with a copper-nickel clad composition. The visible copper edge simply shows the inner core of the coin sandwiched between outer layers. This is standard and does not indicate rarity or special value. Collectors usually look for coins that are either extremely high grade, nearly perfect condition, certified by grading companies, or contain verified mint errors. Without those features, even older America the Beautiful quarters remain very affordable and widely traded. It's also important to understand how coin myths spread online. Many videos and posts exaggerate values to create excitement, often suggesting that common coins are worth life-changing money. In reality, the coin market is strict and based on verified sales, not viral claims. That said, coin collecting itself is still a fascinating hobby. The Arches National Park quarter is appreciated for its artistic design and its place in the 50 state and national parks quarter series. Many collectors enjoy completing full sets rather than chasing single rare coins. If you want to check value properly, professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are typically used to authenticate rare coins. Without certification and a proven error or high grade, most Arches quarters remain in the very low value category still. Holding onto coins from this series can be rewarding in a historical sense. They represent a modern chapter in US minting history, showing how national landmarks are honored through everyday currency. In conclusion, while the 2014 Arches National Park quarter is not a hidden million-dollar treasure, it still has educational, artistic, and collector interest. Its true value lies in its design and place in the America the Beautiful series, not in unrealistic financial expectations. The next up, top 3, the 2009 U.S. Virgin Islands Washington quarter, is part of the Special District of Columbia and U.S. Territories series released by the United States Mint in 2009. This series was created to honor Washington, D.C. and 5 U.S. territories, including the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Each coin carries the same George Washington portrait on the front, but the reverse side is unique for each location. This particular quarter for the U.S. Virgin Islands shows a detailed design featuring a bananaquit bird, a yellow cedar flower, and a yellowfin tuna fish. These symbols represent the natural wildlife and identity of the islands. The design was carefully created to reflect the culture, environment, and pride of the territory, making it more than just a regular coin. It becomes a small piece of history. On the obverse side, the coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington, which has been used on U.S. quarters for decades. The D mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint. These coins were minted in large quantities, meaning they were widely circulated and commonly found in everyday change during and after 2009. In worn or circulated condition, this coin is generally not rare. Most examples are still only worth their face value of 25 cents. Even in better condition, they typically sell for only a small premium, often between 30 cents and a few dollars depending on grade and collector demand. So it is important to understand that most of these coins are not extremely valuable on their own. However, some collectors get excited when they hear about rare coins, which sometimes leads to exaggerated claims online. In reality, for a coin like the 2009 U.S. Virgin Islands quarter to become highly valuable, it would need something very unusual, such as a major mint error, extremely high-grade condition like MS67 or above, or a unique production flaw. Error coins can include things like double strikes, off-center printing, wrong planchets, or missing design elements. If a genuine and dramatic mint error exists on a coin from this series, it can increase value significantly compared to a normal circulated example. Even then, values are usually in the tens or hundreds of dollars, not millions. The copper side you mentioned refers to the edge of the quarter, which is actually a layered composition of copper and nickel. This is standard for all modern U.S. quarters, so it does not make the coin rare or more valuable. Many people mistakenly think copper edges or color differences indicate special value, but in most cases it is just normal minting structure. Even though this coin is not a million-dollar treasure, it still holds educational and historical importance. It represents the U.S. Mint's effort to honor all regions of the country and its territories in a unified coin program. Collectors enjoy these coins because each design tells a different story about American geography and culture. In the coin collecting world, condition is everything. A heavily worn coin like one from pocket change is considered circulated and has lower value. Coins that were never used, known as uncirculated or mint state, can be more desirable. But again, even mint state examples of this quarter are still quite common. The excitement around coins often comes from viral videos and exaggerated claims, but real numismatics is based on rarity, condition, demand, and verified mint errors. Without those factors, even modern commemorative quarters remain affordable and accessible to collectors at all levels. Still, collecting coins like this can be a great hobby. It teaches patience, attention to detail, and history in a very hands-on way. Many collectors start with coins like the 2009 Territories series before moving on to older or rarer U.S. coins. The U.S. Virgin Islands quarter stands as part of a short but meaningful series that only ran for 1 year. That limited release makes the series interesting to complete, especially for collectors who enjoy assembling full sets of Washington quarters from different states and territories. While it is not realistic to expect extreme wealth from a single circulated 2009 quarter, some rare varieties in the broader coin world have sold for high prices due to unique minting mistakes or historical significance. Those cases are very specific and not typical for standard circulation coins. If you ever come across a coin that seems unusual, such as misaligned printing, unusual weight, or strange design doubling, it is always worth getting it checked by a professional coin grading service. That is where real discoveries are sometimes made. In conclusion, the 2009 U.S. Virgin Islands Washington quarter is a beautiful and meaningful part of modern U.S. coin history, but in normal worn condition it remains a common coin. Its true value lies in its design, its place in the 2009 Territory series, and its role in American numismatic history, not in unrealistic claims of instant fortune. The next up top for the 2016 Harpers Ferry National Historical Park quarter is part of the United States Mint, America the Beautiful series, a collection designed to honor important natural and historical sites across the country. This coin represents Harpers Ferry, a place deeply tied to American history, especially the events leading up to the Civil War. Many people first notice it because of its detailed design and historical meaning rather than extreme monetary value. On the reverse side of the coin, you can see a powerful scene depicting John Brown's fort, a structure strongly connected to the 1859 raid led by abolitionist John Brown. This design was chosen to reflect one of the most significant moments in American history involving freedom, conflict, and change. The imagery gives the coin a storytelling quality that collectors appreciate. The obverse side carries the standard portrait of George Washington, similar to other quarters in the America the Beautiful series. Along with it, you will find inscriptions like United States of America, $quarter, and In God We Trust. These elements confirm its status as legal U.S. currency, still accepted at face value of 25 cents. Coins like this are minted in large quantities, especially the Denver Mint version marked with a small d. Because of this mass production, most examples remain common in circulation. Even if the coin is found in good or worn condition, it usually does not gain extreme value just from being old or circulated. Many people hear online claims that certain modern quarters can become worth thousands or even millions of dollars. However, in real numismatic reality, the 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter does not reach such extreme valuations under normal conditions. Its value is mostly tied to collector interest, condition, and rare minting errors rather than fantasy-level prices. That being said, error coins do exist in this series. If a coin has unusual characteristics such as misprints, double designs, wrong metal composition, or off-center strikes, it may gain extra value among collectors. These are rare cases and require proper verification rather than assumptions. In worn condition, a standard 2016 D Harper's Ferry quarter generally remains close to its face value or only slightly higher in collector markets. The copper-colored edge simply reflects its standard clad composition, not a special variant or hidden treasure. Many beginners mistakenly think copper edges indicate rarity, but that is normal for U.S. quarters. Still, the coin has strong historical and educational importance. Harper's Ferry itself is a location that represents major turning points in American history, and the coin helps preserve that story in everyday circulation. This is why collectors enjoy the series even when individual coins are not extremely valuable. The true value of such coins often lies in building complete sets. Collectors who assemble All America the Beautiful quarters by year and mint mark may find greater overall value in a full collection rather than a single piece. Completion of the series is where interest and demand usually grow. The Denver Mint D mark simply shows where the coin was produced. It does not automatically increase value unless paired with rarity or errors. Millions of identical coins were made, which keeps the price stable and prevents extreme market spikes. In numismatics, condition plays a major role. A heavily worn coin will always be less valuable than a mint state or uncirculated example. Even then, for modern quarters like this one, the difference is measured in small amounts unless the coin is exceptionally rare or flawed. The idea that a single quarter could make someone a billionaire overnight is not realistic in the real coin market. While rare coins have sold for high prices in history, those cases involve unique specimens, not standard circulation quarters produced in large numbers. However, the excitement around coins like this is understandable. Many people enjoy the hope of discovering something rare in everyday change, and that curiosity keeps coin collecting alive as a hobby across generations. If someone believes they have an unusual version of this quarter, the best approach is careful examination under good lighting, checking for visible mint errors or differences, and comparing it with standard examples. Professional grading services are usually required for confirmation. In the end, the 2016 Harper's Ferry National Historical Park quarter is best appreciated as a historical tribute rather than a hidden fortune. Its real worth lies in its story, design, and place within American coin history, not in unrealistic million-dollar expectations. The next up, top 5. Let be clear from the start so you don't get misled. The 1999 Georgia State Quarter is not a million-dollar or billionaire-making coin. It is a real and historic U.S. coin, but its true value is based on condition, mint state, and rare mint errors, not fantasy prices. Still, it has an interesting story, and collectors do respect it when found in top condition. The 1999 Georgia State Quarter is part of the United States Mint's 50 State Quarters program, which began in 1999. Georgia was one of the first 5 states honored in this series, making it an important early release. This alone gives it a special place in modern U.S. coin history. On the coin's design, the reverse side proudly features a peach, which represents Georgia's nickname as the Peach State. Alongside it are the state outline, live oak sprigs, and the state motto, wisdom, justice, moderation. These symbols were chosen to represent Georgia's identity and heritage. The front side obverse shows the classic portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. This same design has been used on U.S. quarters since 1932, making it one of the most recognizable coins in the world. Your mention of 1788 is actually historically linked to Georgia becoming the 4th state to ratify the U.S. Constitution in 1788. That date is not on the coin itself, but it is part of the historical inspiration behind the state's design and pride. This quarter was minted in both Philadelphia no mint mark and Denver D mint mark. The D mint mark you mentioned simply means it was produced in Denver. These coins were made in huge quantities, hundreds of millions, so most are very common today. In circulated or worn condition, this coin is usually worth only face value, meaning 25 cents. Even in decent condition, it rarely goes beyond a few dollars unless it is uncirculated or proof quality. However, collectors sometimes look for high-grade examples such as MS-67 or MS-68 mint state condition. In those cases, the coin can reach $20 to $150 or slightly more, depending on demand and grading certification. But again, this is far from life-changing money. There are also proof versions of this coin which were specially made for collectors. Some proof coins were struck in 90% silver for collector sets, and those can have higher value depending on condition, sometimes ranging from $5 to $30 or more. Now about rare errors. Some state quarters do have valuable mint mistakes across the series, but the Georgia quarter is not famous for major high-value errors like million-dollar coins. Minor errors such as off-center strikes or slight die variations may exist, but they are usually only worth small premiums. The copper-colored edge you mentioned is actually normal. All modern quarters have a copper-nickel clad structure, meaning a copper core with outer layers of nickel. This is not a defect or rare feature, it is standard US mint production. If someone tells you this coin will make you a billionaire overnight, that is misinformation. The coin market does not work like that. Real value comes from verified rarity, professional grading, and collector demand, not viral internet claims. Still, the 1999 Georgia State Quarter is valuable in a different way. It represents a major national coin program that introduced millions of people to coin collecting and celebrated American history through all 50 states. For beginners, this coin is actually a great starting point. It is affordable, widely available, and historically meaningful. Many serious collectors began their journey with state quarters just like this one. So the real truth is simple. The 1999 Georgia State Quarter is a respected collectible, but its power is historical and educational, not a financial miracle. If you have one, keep it, study it, and enjoy its place in US coin history, but don't expect unrealistic wealth from it.